Okay, today we're going to start Unit 8. This week we're just going to kind of do some intro to graphing, and then we will get more in depth with the actual material for Unit 8 next week. But graphing is going to be super, super important for understanding the first half of this unit. So we're going to go over linear graphing today and then quadratic graphing tomorrow. So whenever we're graphing a linear function, we have to remember about our slope-intercept form, and this form is important. So we have our y equals mx plus b. Our m value is always our slope. So remember, slope equals rise over run. And then our b value is our y-intercept. So whenever we're graphing these, we are going to use those two things to graph our points. So if we go down to the first equation, our y-intercept is 0, 1, or 0, negative 1, I'm sorry. And then our slope is 2. This means I rise 2 and I run 1. So I'm going to start at 0, negative 1. I always start at my y-intercept. Then I'm going to rise 2. So rise 1, 2. And I'm going to run 1. And that's going to be my next point. Rise 2, run 1. Rise 2, run 1. And that is going to be my pattern. And then make sure you have arrows on the end of your line. So that is how we graph whenever it is in slope-intercept form. So keep that in mind whenever we get into this. Next one, we have y equals negative 3x plus 2. Our 2 is our y-intercept. And then our slope is negative 3. This means negative 3 over 1. So since the negative 3, I'm going to go down 3 and then run 1. So we're going to start at 0, 2. I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, and run 1. Down 1, 2, 3, and run 1. And then if you need to, you can also go in the opposite direction. You can go up 3 and then run to the left run. So if it's positive, you're going to go to the right. If it's negative, you go to the left. And then I'm going to draw my line through my points. And that is my function. Next one, I have y equals 1/2 x minus 3. So my y-intercept is 0, negative 3. And then my slope is 1/2. So that means I rise 1 and I run 2. So let's start at negative 3. I'm going to rise 1, run 2. Rise 1, run 2. Rise 1, run 2. And then you can again go in the opposite direction. So go down 1 and then over to the left 2. And that is my line. So hopefully this makes sense in reviewing our slope-intercept and how we graph our y-intercept, and then we use our slope, which is rise over run, in order to figure out where our next points are going to be. Okay, go on to the back page. So number 4, my y-intercept is 0, 2. And then my slope, the number in front of this x is going to be a 1. So that means I rise 1, run 1. So I'm going to take 0, 2, plot that point, and then I rise 1 over 1. Rise 1, run 1. Rise 1, run. You can go in the opposite direction too if you need to. And then we're going to graph our line. And that is our line. So that was our last one. If you guys have any questions on that, please let me know. The next one says rearrange the following into slope-intercept form. So if you guys remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So the first one, to get our y by itself, we have to move our x. So to move our x, we're going to subtract it. So it cancels on the left side. We get y equals, you cannot combine 9 and x. And since we want it in y equals mx plus b form, our x is going to go first, and then our 9 goes last. Okay, next problem. I need to get y by itself. The only thing not allowing y to by itself is at 2, so I'm going to divide 2. Now, if I divide the left side by 2, I have to divide the entire right side by 2. So I get y equals 4 divided by 2 is 2, so I get 2x. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Okay, and our last one. We have y minus x equals negative 4. So I need to get this y by itself. To do that, I got to get rid of this x. I'm going to add x to both sides. You get y equals, and again, you want your x to go first, and then minus 4. You cannot combine x and 4 because they are not like terms. In order to be like terms, that 4 would have to have an x on it. Okay, let me know if you guys have any questions on rearranging. That is going to be also important that you know that because you'll have to get it into y equals mx plus b in order to graph it. Okay, next says identify the intersections of the following graphs. So on this first one, intersection is where do the two lines meet? Where do they intersect? Where do they cross? This one crosses at this point right here. So that'll be 1, 1 is their intersection. This one crosses right down here, which is negative 4, negative 4. These two are parallel. That means they are running in the same, they don't touch, they will never touch. They're running in the same, they have the same slope. So this one's, there's no intersection. And then our last one, we just have a line, and I'm pretty sure these are two lines on top of each other. So these ones have infinite intersections. And that is because you have a line on top of a line. I don't think it really shows on that, but keep that in mind. Okay, if you guys have any questions, let me know. You guys can get started on your homework now.